Good day, friends. Namaste, kia ora. Friends, we have with us Delvin Smedley in our studio today, who's an Auckland-born Kiwi, and she's going to tell about herself. For the benefit of our viewers, can you tell us who Delvin Smedley is?
I'm here today because I recently went on a trip to India.
Yeah.
And there I did a few things I've been wanting to do for a long time. So I went first of all to Delhi, and then I went up to the start of the Ganga River.
First, tell us about yourself.
About myself.
Who you are.
Okay, so I'm a key account manager in Auckland, and I have a background in engineering. I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga meditation for around 30 years or so, and that's been one of the important parts of my life, which is how I've come into contact with a lot of Indian culture, and I've also visited India a few times with Sahaja Yoga meditation.
So what made you to go to India this time?
I had a strong desire to go to the start of the Ganges River, the Ganga, which is up at the confluence of two rivers at a place called
Rudraprayag, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I went up there and I stayed in a Sahaja village and was able to take a dip in the Ganges there. It's a very beautiful place. I also visited the cave of Vashishta, who is the guru of Sri Rama, and his wife Arundhati. Also we went to a temple there called the Dandanagaraj temple, where I could see the Himalayas in the distance, so that was very special to me.
Yeah. So I just realized you have been to the Mahakumbh as well.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah.
So after my time in the north part there, I went down to the Prayagraj, where the Mahakumbh Mela is being held, and there I stayed at the Sahaja Yoga camp, where we had around 100 fellow Sahaja Yogis, and we ran the camp in order to encourage people to come and try.
You mean the camp at the Mahakumbh?
Yes, that's right, at the Mahakumbh. So it was a few kilometres away from the Sangam,
yeah,
and but only about a kilometre from the actual Ganga River. So we were able to go and bathe every day in the Ganga. And I also took the rowing boats twice actually, and went to the confluence, which is the Triveni. Yeah. And took a dip in the Sangam there a couple of times, also by land as well, so I experienced the crowds of people, but I was amazed at all of the facilities that had been put on for so many people to go there. There were thousands of bathing huts where you could get changed in privacy. There were thousands of portaloos. There was electricity and lighting everywhere. Just for kilometres and kilometres, they had done an amazing job of putting sandbanks on the river so that the river was protected from all these people going in.
So how long did you stay at the Sangam?
I was there for about a week, for 6 nights.
6 nights. We have been listening to those, mixed reviews about the Mahakumbh. Some people look there from a different point of view. Like you all praise about the cleanliness, the management there, the arrangement for millions of teeming crowd coming there. So do you agree with the criticism some people are doing, or you think that's not in the right spirit?
So I did hear about the very tragic accident that happened with the stampede, but that happened about a week after I'd already left. Yeah. So at the time I was there, the conditions were very good. On the actual Sangam itself, everyone was very well behaved. Nobody was pushing or anything. There were lots of soldiers, young chaps all around from the army, one young man, he said to me, "Have you had any problem?" I said, "No, I've had no problem at all. If you have any problem, you can tell me and I'll tell my senior."
You mean they were all volunteers?
Yeah, no, this was a soldier, a young soldier. So they had soldiers spotted around throughout the Sangam, and you could always ask them for help. Sure. Lots of police, plenty of people there who could help you. And I didn't have any trouble at all. Yep.
Have you ever seen this kind of a gathering, a massive turnout of people in one place?
No, that's the most I've ever seen.
Yeah. Now, I understand you know a lot about Indian history, culture and spirituality. Where does it come from?
No, I know very little, but I've picked up a bit through Sahaja Yoga meditation.
Yeah.
So I've been practicing that for around 30 years, and through that I've made several visits to India, north, south, east, west, and I'm very interested in the history of India because it's the most ancient culture. It's the oldest culture we have on earth. So, and also the most advanced at an early stage. So that's what fascinates me. How we're now just catching up with some of the things that were going on 12,000 years ago.
Sure.
Also the language, the Sanskrit language being very, very ancient and old. So that's the language of divine inspiration. And
Sure.
so that really interests me a lot. Not that I've learnt any, but I do like to pronounce it sometimes, to speak it.
Great. Now, Delvin, just tell me how the Sahaj Yoga has influenced your life. You have been practicing, I believe, for 3 decades now.
Yes. So I was very lucky to come across it in my early 20s.
Yeah.
And then I got my self-realisation, which is the awakening of the inner energy within us, the Kundalini energy. And through the founder of Sahaj Yoga, Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi. And that changed my life a lot. So I was able to stand back and witness myself and understand my reactions to people and reactions inside myself, and actually to feel connection with this divine all-pervading power that's around us for the first time in my life, actually. And since then, I've just continued with it and found a lot of similar, like-minded people. So we get together in Auckland. I also teach classes of Sahaj Yoga, which is done, we always teach it free in the community. We hire community halls or free venues that we can get, and we teach it for free just because we enjoy sharing it.
Do you think practicing Sahaj Yoga has made any big changes in your life? Has turned around anything major?
Yes, definitely. I was your typical Kiwi young person going to pubs and bars and that sort of thing. I was no different from anyone else.
Yeah.
But as soon as I got my self-realisation, suddenly I didn't need any of that anymore. I just wasn't interested anymore. I wanted to turn inside myself and connect with my spirit and understand who I am inside. So that's the big difference it made to me.
What message would you want to give to the people who do not know much about India, much about spirituality, much about yoga or the Sahaj Yoga, to be precise, that you practice, and how can they benefit them?
So you can always give it a go. So Sahaj Yoga, we teach it free all around different parts of Auckland, and you can always give it a go, see if it suits you. It may not be for everybody, but it's just a method that you can find to go inside yourself, and then you'll find there's a lot of amazing stuff inside of you that is beyond your potential is all in there. You just have to tap into it.
So you think it is as simple as you are describing it, or someone has to actually go deep into it and toil for it rather?
Yes and no. So you do have to put a bit of effort in. You should try to meditate maybe 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night. There's a few simple practices we do. But it's actually, you start to enjoy that, so it doesn't become a chore. It's not so much discipline, but something you enjoy doing for 10 minutes in the morning and night. So there is a little bit of making yourself do a practice, but beyond that, it's not that difficult. It's called Sahaja because it's easy.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for so easily explaining Sahaj Yoga and your experiences about the India and the Kumbh Mela. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you once again for coming to India News and talking to us about your experience.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.